Hey traders, this is Blake Morrow with Trader Summit. And I have Mr. Richard Matthews with us, and you're not. Well, tell us who you're with right now. Who are you with?
Uh, I'm in my third day well, actually fourth day by the time this gets published, with a company called One.io, which is revolutionizing finance over here and across Europe and hopefully across the world eventually. Started off in cryptos, but it's branched out into mainstream, or what I call mainstream, into FX and into payments generally. And I've gone there to head up their FX and payment partnerships. So really exciting.
That
Learning
is,
about cryptos, but never too old to learn.
that I was going to say that's pretty exciting. And I know the One.io, and we had your colleague
Yeah.
AD with us last week. Really nice meeting him. So it's you got a new outfit. So do you have a new office you have to be traveling to?
Primarily working from home, but the new office, actual fact, is in a street in London where I've had three offices in the past, dating back numerous years.
All right. Well, that's awesome. Well, Dick, I don't mean to take away from what's happening in One.io and your career path, but we're really excited for you. I know we are here at Trader Summit, but I want to get your opinions here about the markets because we are seeing the stock market a little weaker. You got the sterling had some decent inflation data overnight. So what do you do? What do you do with it? Well, first of all, what do you do with the cable here? I mean, yeah,
What do
are
I
you a
have to
buyer or are
say?
you a seller?
I'm a seller. I'm always a seller of it. I actually don't think the inflation data is quite as good as people think it was. I still think there's pressure for the Bank of England to hike rates another 25 basis points on the wages data that came out earlier this week. But, you know, sterling should be stronger and it should be rallying on the fact that we're going to raise rates again. It's just seems to have run out of steam. It's very summary, isn't it? All the markets are, I think they're pretty thin. But if the market ain't rallying, it's only going to go one way. So I look to get short there. I think if it starts breaking down much below 120 site, that 127.10, then you could see a quick couple of big figures.
Excuse me 1 second. As I say, the 127 level looks pretty strong.
Yeah.
But let me ask you, you got high inflation, you got growth, looks like it's slowing. Maybe, actually it's a little stronger based on the GDP numbers that we had, but I think if you live there, you're probably thinking, yeah, we're going to continue to weaken. What's the Bank of England going to do? Are they going to fight inflation? Or are they going to fight growth? Slow growth.
Well, they're going to fight inflation, which will slow growth. They will hike rates again in September. Whether that's the last one, I'm not sure. But I think what people are forgetting that alongside fighting inflation, all the countries, Europe, ourselves, the States, we've got big deficits to fund. And we're going to stay up at these high rates to attract investment into bonds into the country. It's quite interesting watching the 10-year over there. The yield wants to rise there. It ain't coming back down. And whatever the Fed says, they're going to be hawkish, I guess, today, and they might be running out of ammunition. But the bond market still wants to see rates higher, and I think the same is going to happen here. And we're just in competition. So it's almost like, don't forget about inflation, but running alongside inflation, you've got this other problem of funding the deficits from COVID.
Yeah, so we got yields rallying pretty much across the globe. Before we hit record, you really sense that something is brewing underneath the surface. Can you elaborate a little bit on how you're feeling about the markets in general?
I'm worried. I'm worried about inflation because the core levels of inflation aren't coming down. So to me, that's like on the back burner, that's bubbling away. I'm watching what Russia's doing. They seem to be expanding this war quietly. They're sort of testing Poland. They've been flying bombers over the UK, up north in the UK, a couple are intercepted. So I'm worried about that. Funny thing is, I'm worried about the China slowdown because that creates more youth unemployment. And what you do when you've got unemployed youth, put them in the army. And what you really don't want to see is a Chinese army getting any bigger. But the really funny thing, so I can see lots of risk out there, and I'm sure everyone else can. You know, you've got this the weather we talked about in the past is still very volatile, and prices of commodities are very volatile. But I just sense there's something else out there, and I don't know why. I just think there's an American bank in trouble, and please God, I'm wrong. I just get a feeling for that, and I can't. There's no reason for it, but I just got a feeling about it.
Well, you've been around the markets long enough to where folks like myself that haven't, we should be listening. I would say, we talked about the cable and the sterling. We talked about yields. We haven't really discussed the dollar, but the dollar seems pretty firm at this point. How do you feel about the dollar at these levels, especially as yields continue to go higher?
Yeah.
Do you feel that the dollar is going to continue to move higher alongside yields?
Yeah, I think so. Buy dollars, wear diamonds, as they say. Don't argue with the bond market. I think that that there's a lot of people who are nervous in stock markets, and you see the stock market starting to crack. Then you'll see a flight to safety, which I always think is quite funny that you'll buy dollars. I think, as I was saying about the slowdown in China, is going to affect Germany in particular. I used to say that when America sneezes, the rest of the world got a cold. But when China sneezes, apart from getting COVID, which I've obviously got at the moment, it really hurts Europe now. It hurts Germany a lot, and also hurts France and the luxury market, which makes up a lot of the European stock market. So I couldn't see myself buying the euro. I can't, as we discussed earlier, I can't see myself buying sterling. The yen, God knows what's going on in that market. It's really, really bizarre. But fundamentally, I still want to be long in the dollar.
All right. Well, we're gonna leave it at that. But before we go, tell us a little bit of what your role is going to be at one.io.
I'm heading up the FX partnerships and the payment partnerships. We've got a new product, a banking product. A lot of people over in the UK can't open bank accounts. A lot of companies can't because of ridiculous amounts of AML and KYC. So we're aiming to fill that gap, and my job is to go out and find those guys, and also entertain people once a week with you.
All right, awesome. Well, and KYC is know your customer. There you go. Just for those of you that don't know that acronym. All right. If you like what you hear here at the Trader Summit with Mr. Matthews, make sure you give him a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel down below. And what's the best way to follow your work, Richard?
I'm still on Twitter at Dickie Matthews. And I'm going to be on LinkedIn more and more and more. I'm going to start doing a little weekly video. I used to do them some time back. You may remember. You've heard about the buy side and heard about the sell side. I'm going to be doing it from the seaside because I go swimming every morning. So every Monday, I'm going to do a little sort of 3 or 4 minute recap about what the market's going to do from the sea. So you can see what the sea's like, see how cold I am or how warm I am. So I'm going to be doing that and posting that on LinkedIn and Twitter going forward.
I watched a couple of those videos, and damn, you look cold swimming that channel. So better you than me.
Cool.
All right, Richard. Hey, stay well out there. I hope you don't have COVID. I hope you can get over whatever you have quickly. I want to thank you for being with us today and taking the time. You have a great one. We'll catch you next week.
Cool. Have a good week. Bye now.
Hey traders, Blake Morrow here. Thanks for stopping by our YouTube channel. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Also click the bell notifications so you do not miss any of our market-related trading analysis from some of the leading industry experts. Thanks for stopping by. We'll see you in the next video.